that's the definition of a real entrepreneur, is someone who sees a niche and fills it in a way that has not been filled before. It's innovative.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stand up, girl.
Not break the microphone.
Hey, what's up? I'm MJ.
And I'm Bree.
And we're just a couple of Vegas girls.
Living the not so Vegas life.
Yeah, but we're not regular Vegas girls.
We're cool Vegas girls. Kinda.
And this is the Keeping It Casual podcast,
where we talk about everything and nothing all at once. Let's do it.
I like when you saying it out.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I love that stupid movie.
Welcome, hello.
Welcome. We are fire pit sessioning again.
This is the first time we have been back in the fire pit, and I love it that we've
I'm
got
so
it on.
excited.
There's a breeze. It's like what's the degrees out right now? Fall is here. 76. That doesn't even sound right for Vegas.
I know your husband was like,
It's 85 degrees.
it's 85 degrees outside.
76. I know. We're like bringing blankets out. We're getting the fire pit ready. He's like, you guys are going to use up all my barbecue grill gas for the damn fire pit.
Yes, we are, Chris. Yes, we are.
Don't forget, we've got our big Alternative Babe show. It's going to be a big Halloween show. It's a live podcast event.
Saturday, October 26th, live from Pole Fitness Studio. It is going to be us with It's About Damn Crime and On This Day Entertainment. It is a Halloween party. It is only $5.
$5.
Come in costume.
Please come in costume. We're going in costume. There's going to be a really cool, like, the winner gets a photo shoot from Vegas Born Photography.
That's going to be our first place winner. Get Lashed by Jan donated a set of classic lashes to a winner as well.
If you haven't done the eyelash extensions, man, and she comes to you. So
yeah, Janelle comes to you.
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool things, and she'll do it for you now. So slide into her Instagram DM.
Yes, Get Lashed by Jan. Vegas Born Photography.
Yeah, and if you want to get tickets to this $5 amazing live podcast event with some really cool babes, please go to keepingitcasualpodcast.com.
And thank you, Sylvia, for being our lovely, lovely host.
Hey, Sylvia. She's going to be an upcoming guest soon, so you'll get to know Sylvia before.
Yes.
But tonight,
we have a guest.
We have a guest, you guys. This is this is a dear friend of mine. We go way back. We go back to the late 2000s. She is just a really incredible, I'm going to say boss bitch. Yep. She's an entrepreneur. She is inspiring.
Ooh.
And she's just always led with an intentional purpose. So, and I just love her so much. So welcome, Paige Elizabeth. Woo!
Thank you.
So tried to get her drunk before we got her on the air. We're like, let's drink.
Pretty buzzed.
Fantastic.
What did I give you? It's like the new White Claw. What is
Oh,
this
Truly?
thing? Truly, have you had one of those?
I've not had a White Claw. I've not had a Truly.
It's a 5% alcohol.
I've lost my
That's
basic
not what
bitch
did it,
card.
No.
It was the Malibu and ginger ale
Yeah.
on an empty tummy.
Ooh.
Come on in. Welcome. Have a bevy. Because you like how me and Bree were like, we're not going to drink anymore a couple weeks ago.
And then we were like, we're not drinking beer.
We're not drinking those calories. Because we're having Absolute Wild Tea. It's delicious with a little cranberry.
It is.
Paige, you wrote a book and you have a book launching party. Please tell us what your book is about.
Well, I have known probably since I was 18 that I was going to write a book. And when I decided it was time to launch the keynote speaking or public speaking career, it was very clear that you separate yourself drastically if you're an author.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, well, then that's what we'll do. We'll write a book. My book is basically, it's all the principles that I teach in my coaching.
What kind of coaching do you do?
So I do personal success and lifestyle coaching. I wouldn't brand myself so much as a business coach, although I do work with people who want to start businesses. I'm really good at getting people started.
Yeah.
If you're trying to create or maybe even get your business to, like, I don't know, 7 figures or something, I would refer you out.
Yeah.
There are people who do that. I'm more of the, getting over the hurdle to make big changes. I love change.
Yeah.
And I embrace it well. So that's, kind of my forte is helping people get, like, whether they just got divorced and they lost their identity or they do want to get out of the rat race and start their own business.
Yeah.
I just help people overcome that obstacle, essentially themselves, so they can actually be who they want to be.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
And in your book, Leading an Intentional Life, which actually we are going to be doing our winner. So listen later on to see who won our monthly swag giveaway. They're going to get a book from Paige, one of her copies, so they can follow along and know who we're talking to. Can you give us your Instagram and also where your book launch party is going to be?
Yeah, so my book launch party will actually be at the William Carr Gallery at the Palazzo. Yeah,
Ooh.
October 18th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
We're going to pop down.
It's hosted by Desert Audi.
Ooh.
Shout out.
I've only bought 5 Audis in my lifetime, so
I've only had 5. I have a thing. I have a thing for Audis.
I have a thing for Audis. I tried a Porsche, tried a Lexus, now went back to Audi. But so yeah, they were kind enough to be my sponsor. And Instagram, I did get back on Instagram. I don't like Instagram, but I'm on there for people who prefer Instagram.
Yes.
My brand is called the Dharmic Path. That's DHARMIC Path. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that means purpose.
Okay.
So I help people find their purpose.
So they can find you on Facebook through there as well, right?
Yeah, the Dharmic Path, or just my personal page, Paige Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's with an
Perfect.
I. Paige.
All right.
Can we talk about where me and Paige met real quick?
Oh, yeah.
So I used to teach at this pole dance studio like 10 years ago. It had to be almost exactly 10 years ago. And this gorgeous bombshell walks in, and I had a private session with somebody. And usually at private session, I need to really teach them stuff. So she came in as like this badass. What is the yoga called that you do? Because I always screw it up.
Ashtanga.
Ashtanga. You're like a master instructor. You're like, how many years?
21.
Okay, so she can do the contortion and the silks and the pole, and I'm like, girl, I don't even know what to teach you.
Yeah.
But just the incredible athlete that you are, besides everything, I was just like, what are you doing here? So what were you doing there?
What was I doing there? Learning how to give lap dances. That's what
Yeah,
the
that's where I came in.
Jesus.
I was like, she did some trick. I was like, holy mother, I don't even know if I could ever do that
when
one.
Janine is your first teacher.
Yes, Janine Butterfly
That sets the bar.
from Pole Expo.
She was
That's the bar.
fabulous.
You got a lot of shout outs at Pole Expo because
Yeah.
we also published a magazine together.
Yeah, I
and-
actually published a pole dancing magazine, not a stripping magazine, but a pole dancing magazine,
Beautiful.
because I saw the creative side of it, the artistic side of it, the fitness side of it. I mean, living in Vegas, you have Cirque du Soleil and all this, like these fitness fanatics, and sure, there's strip clubs, but like if you ever walk into a strip club, 99% of the women don't know how to do the pole dancing.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that.
Yeah, a lot of them are just like they pay the DJ so they don't have to get on the pole.
they're completely clueless. So the pole dancing was actually an art form, and I really wanted to go into business for myself, and I saw an opportunity. And I just want to state for the record, that's the definition of a real entrepreneur, is someone who sees a niche and fills it in a way that has not been filled before. It's innovative.
Hell yeah, girl. I'm glad you
So-
said that.
Yeah, no,
love
I'm
it.
really tired of people saying like, oh, I work for myself. You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. No, you're not. You're 1099. You're not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that does something unique for the marketplace.
Thank you.
And I saw an opportunity to do something unique for the marketplace. It was a massive learning experience on so many levels. And at one point, Nicole stepped in actually and
Yes.
saved my butt a little bit.
I was editor-in-chief. It was a very fabulous title, and I took with pride, and I rocked the shit out of it. And I learned how to publish a magazine for the first time.
That's
so.
awesome.
To do layouts, a whole different side
Yeah.
of production.
And that was a crazy time in my life, moving from Vegas when I worked for Sirius XM.
You lived in LA.
Yeah, when I had my little LA stint, and Paige and I were both actually moving there at the same time, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And just the stars aligned. She's like, I really need help with this, and I was so available, and we partnered up, and it really meant so much to me, and I really was able to embrace
awesome.
another thing.
Well,
It was
and then
cool.
you had been in the community for so long. You knew so many people that you could send over to her pretty
Yes.
much,
Yeah, the pole fitness community was
Yeah.
just a big, tight.
Yeah, I mean,
community.
I have to thank Janine because I was actually her manager for almost a year. I did her world tour in 2010.
Oh, wow.
And like here's the other thing. So I was the first manager of a pole dancer
Yeah.
ever.
That's awesome.
Like I took on that role, and then Colette took on Felix.
Uh-huh.
But I was the first. I did her world tour. I'll never forget. Janine goes, I have $30,000 in deposits in my bank account. Where did that come from? And I was like, you're welcome.
Success coach, you guys slide into
Yeah.
the Dharmic Path
So-
on Instagram right now.
Yeah, so that was fun. And I met up with her in South Africa for an event that she did. And I was like, you're going to spend more time down there because it's South Africa and we're going to go on a safari. And we did.
Oh, I would love that's like a bucket list vacation right there.
So I met people from all around the world just by managing her.
that's
awesome.
incredible. You got a bucket list vacation spot?
Of course I do.
I feel like that safari is definitely on mine.
next year, actually, I want to go down to Chile.
I've been to South America. I've done Argentina,
Oh yeah.
Uruguay, Brazil, Peru.
You did the Machu Picchu.
I
Is that how you
did.
say it? Machu Picchu.
I did. I did with what?
I don't know. You're just like, yeah. But
It's with one of my exes.
okay.
Oh.
I did Machu Picchu. Like I did the whole like Sacred Valley, Cusco and everything. We won't name his name, but yeah.
No.
I've been there.
We give them nicknames that we all can refer to them as.
Yeah, I have that we speak up. I
pool
have
boy.
the man child and the British prick.
Yeah.
I have a man child as well.
The man child is the one I was telling you about.
Actually,
off the mic.
you know what? Usually I call him Peter Pan because he ran off to France and never came back. And he wanted me to come with him. And I'm like, I'm not Wendy and this is not Never Never Land. No.
You know what's crazy? No. I wrote a little story about my ex where I referred to him as Peter Pan.
That's funny. It's
Yeah,
very
it-
really-
He had the audacity to say to me, like, I think you should ask your father for like $200,000 and we should do a yoga studio here. And I said, if you want to run away from your responsibilities, that's your problem.
Oh.
I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah. Why don't you ask your dad to like float
Yeah,
us a
why don't you ask
business?
your daddy
Yeah.
for $200,000? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Bye bye.
I was like, wow, my heart on just went.
Okay. That's
If you
that's
have
crazy. Okay, I do. I have my poem.
oh.
You'll always be my Peter Pan, my Neverland. But if you're Peter, then that makes Wendy. And no matter how many times you read the book, how many adaptations you watch, it doesn't really matter because Wendy always leaves in the end. So I guess this is goodbye.
Oh, ladies. These girls are on the same like chart or something. They both did the numerology and the
Astrology.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm an astrology person.
Oh no, I love astrology.
What's your sign, Boo Boo?
My sun sign is Aries.
My sun is Libra. My moon is Libra.
I don't know what's going
My rising is Cancer.
No, that's okay, please.
My rising is Cancer. My Mars is in Libra. And my Venus is in Scorpio.
Were you born in 82?
87.
Okay.
Is it like is there an astrology sign for every planet?
So no, okay.
That's what it
so
sounds
the
like
way
is going
the
on
way
here.
your chart works out, it is very specific to where you were born, what time you were born.
It's like your thumbprint.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your thumbprint in the stars. So I would need your birth time, your birthplace, your birth this, because like if you were born at 11:52 p.m. in Germany, it's different than the alignment of 11:52 p.m. in
Oh.
Los Angeles.
My
Yeah,
sister
but
was
there's a
born in
whole
Germany.
science though. Like if
Yeah.
you're born between like I think 10:30 and 11:30 in the morning, they'll put your sun in the 10th house, which is a prominent position, which I have.
Oh.
See, I was born at 11:02 p.m. So
I was a PM baby, like a 10 p.m.
I was born at 11:02 p.m.
Just like that's why I get shit done first. I was born first. I was born in the morning. I started the day.
And I'm
I
an
started
Aries.
the whole
I'm an
day.
Aries, so I'm the beginning of the zodiac too. So it's me first.
Oh wow, yeah. It's
true.
clear. It's clear.
I as an air
And
sign, I really love fire signs because they light the fire under my
Well,
ass.
you know what it is probably that I don't know.
No, because I have a lot of water in my chart. So with my air signs, because my chart is mostly air and water, I don't have a lot of earth and fire, and I don't really like earth signs. I don't really get along with earth signs. But my fire signs, like most of my best friends, are Sagittarius sun.
Oh, Sagittarius are tough.
Chris, see, you want to
Chris
know
is a
something funny?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius is tough. Peter Pan was a Sagittarius.
And
Stubborn.
she's a Pisces. She's a sun Pisces. He's a sun Sag, which are notoriously not meant for
Yeah.
each other. But
they're both mutable.
But they're both mutable. Yeah, my parents. No, but
You
and my
can't shut
parents-
either of us up. I don't know what you're talking about.
You and my parents remind me of each other so much because she was born 3 days after my mom, and Chris was born 2 days before my dad or something.
I'm
And-
her mother.
Yeah, she is my mother, and Chris is my father.
That's funny.
And my parents have been together since
Wow.
my mom was 13 years old, so I'm really not worried about your longevity.
Thank you. That is That means a lot to me.
No, I was just going to say Aries. I like to always make the distinction between Aries and Leo because they're both very like leadership oriented.
Yes.
Okay.
I would agree.
Here's the thing though. Aries don't give a fuck if you follow them.
Leos do.
Leos are like, you better follow me.
Yeah.
You better look at me.
Yeah. I feel like
I am the center of attention.
Aries know how to grasp onto a lot of people. A lot of people, you know, like I feel like they always vibe with Aries. Aries are always like the vibe. They're like they vibe with everybody. They're like, you know, like
Leos are peacocks. They're exhausting.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They're exhausting.
I've always heard that Leos are great in bed, and then I slept with my first Leo, and I was like,
I thought it was the Scorpios. I've had them
we
too.
Scorpios.
You're Scorpio?
I'm a
Makes
Scorpio
sense.
Venus.
Oh.
So my love life is empowered by Scorpio. So my love and sex is.
If you were Scorpio Mars, that would be.
I'm a Libra Mars.
Is that a
would be
good one?
powerful.
Libra Mars with a Scorpio
Yeah,
Venus.
I'm a Libra Mars too.
Okay, here's the thing. We're going to jump into getting to know you with Paige. We're going to start to have some fun because
MJ's cutting off our astrology chart.
No,
Not
not
the audience.
not
They're going to be like they're talking Greek.
not at all. I actually that's one of our getting to know you questions. So I figured that would be a funny one just to like kick it off and then we can
Oh, I
go
know
in
which
and
one
out.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to kick it off with that
Yeah,
one?
sure. So, if you were to meet a new person, how soon do you ask information to do their birth chart?
Oh, right away.
Like, is it nonchalantly, or are you like, I need to do your charts, so I'm going to need this, this, and this?
No, right away.
I love it. I wait, especially if I'm like.
And I do have an app in my phone. Like that shit's done within seconds.
Oh,
Do you
it's
use which one do you use?
Time passages.
Time passages. Okay, I use CoStar.
Yeah, I have time passages.
I love it.
Yeah, and it's great because then I already know what I'm getting into.
Exactly. I don't do that. I should do that.
So do your dates. They're like, okay. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, we're
This
doing
is what
this.
I need to. Maybe that's what
I'll
I need
do this with clients.
Because it's something that you really,
And I mean, you know, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but like, you know, the guy who assaulted me, I've known him 15 years. I do it with enemies. I got
Wow.
his chart too.
and you,
Things aren't looking good for him in 2020.
No, it's crazy because like
I'm not kidding.
I
have
will
his
see
chart.
to it as well.
No, I have his chart. I can tell you like what's coming.
it's crazy
Wow.
because like I've had my chart done too, and the person who did my chart predicted that through the summer we would, or my business venture, but that's our business, you know, would be picking up a lot more momentum.
Yeah, it did.
She read it through my chart,
Wow.
and she said
We
that
actually got on the charts.
we did, and she said that like my love life, though I would put a stall to my love life, the boys who notice me are going to take a lot more notice and try and zone in on it, though I would put a stall on my love life.
Oh.
Which is funny because I just keep talking like, I'm not ready to date right now. I'm not ready to date right now. I'm not ready to date right now.
You know what? I was watching some stupid movie or TV show. Oh, it was Bachelor in Paradise.
Fuck yeah. What's up?
But he said something profound, and it was Dean. He came back to swoop up one of the girls. Anyways, what he had said that he always runs away from it, and he goes, you know, I can't, like he pushes away good things, but he says, I can't keep waiting till I'm the perfect person to be ready for a relationship. Like sometimes you feel like you have this ideal of like I have to be here, or I have to do these things before I
like that.
can.
I like
but he's
that.
like, I have to quit waiting to be perfect. Be in this
yeah,
get
and
this
that's
perfect
actually in
ideal.
my book.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also, just, you know, you said you were assaulted. Was this something that kind of took on you writing this book and a little bit of like.
The book had been planned. I had hired my ghostwriter. Like I was ready to hit 2020 or 2019 with the ground running. January 7th. So it was a weekend. And this is someone, like I said, I've known him 15 years on many levels. Although I have to be honest, for someone that I'm not related to and never went to bed with, damn, we have a lot of karma. Because there's been so much history and yet it's never been romantic and we're not related, which is just interesting to me.
Yeah.
But
Platonic, but
I would
a
describe him
partnership.
like a big brother.
Right. Okay.
I mean, there was
Wow.
a time in my life when he really came to my rescue and helped me in a really big way. This is the last person. But the thing that was interesting was when it went down, it wasn't him who assaulted me. And I'm not making excuses, but he had a psychotic break. I mean, even the cops said that like PCP or meth.
Oh, Jesus.
So we had a mix of, you know, drugs. He hadn't slept in days. Our mutual friends actually checked him into the hospital the next day and put him to sleep. His blood pressure was so high, apparently.
Yeah. it's-
And
don't fuck around
I
with
believe
meth.
I believe there was some undiagnosed bipolar.
Yeah. Well, and I think you can't when it comes to meth, like if you have a friend, I've had a friend that that was on it. And you watch them deteriorate. You slowly start to notice, but also it's just like, that's not your friend anymore. Once they're taking something like that, it becomes a whole different person. That's not even them.
And he spent New Year's in Miami, and he mentioned, because I saw him the night before the assault, my girlfriend and I were at his house, and he was like, look at my Ferrari, look at my new big house. I put $200,000 in renovations in it. He was really
excited. Ferrari money and meth money.
And a Lamborghini and a Rolex. I'm like, okay, like life is good for you right now, right? He blacked out, and they found him at the wrong hotel.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
But this was like the first time that had happened. And this is someone who didn't have a drinking record. He didn't drink at all, but it looked like he was going through some midlife stuff. He just cracked. So there was a lot of like demons that were coming out. And I just realized that, oh my gosh, like this is what happens when you suppress pain for a lifetime. And then you get the right cocktail. And when he looked up at me, I looked in his eyes. You know, he's in a hypervigilant mode. And I've practiced like presence and observation for a long time. So I'm just being really present. I'm noticing every little like thing that's happening in that moment.
He was like extremely manic.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, okay, does he have a split personality that I've never met?
Wow.
And then when he looked up at me, because his head was to the side, he'd passed out and woke him back up. It was a really weird, I've never seen him fall asleep. I've never seen him tired. The whole evening was weird. In his eyes, and I'm very metaphysical. I've been metaphysical my whole life. I looked up in his eyes and they were black.
Oh my God. That's that drug. That's the drug.
I was like, okay, great. I'm dealing with a demon. Brace yourself because you're about to get a beating. Like I saw it.
Wow. You just saw like he just turned. Oh, that is disgusting and scary. You can't even be around. Like that's not even somebody you can comfort or be there for or be around. I mean, it's almost like you have to remove yourself from that. You know, it's just like.
Well, and I'm thinking, how do I get to safety?
Yeah.
And I'm trying. And he's like, you're not going anywhere. I said his name, like, are you okay? And he goes, what, you don't believe me? And he slugged me. And I fell backwards. And then I looked up and saw in his eyes and I was like, oh, great. We're dealing with a demon. You don't negotiate with evil. Here we go. I mean, if I hadn't spent a lifetime practicing metaphysics as well, then I probably would have been 10 times more scared.
Yeah.
But I've learned how to actually deal with the dark side. Like I've had classes in it and I was like, okay, here we go. My first instinct was to try and break him of his psychosis, and I was screaming. It didn't work. So then I thought, okay, plan B, play along. And I was like, you're right, you're God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he goes, that's right, I am God. Now you get it.
That's a scary. That's where meth will take people.
Yeah. And he backed off, right? And I grabbed my shit and I ran. He ran after me out of the house. He caught up to me as I was trying to get the lock. Like, I mean, I'm frantic trying to get out of the house. And then into the street, and he's beating me in the street, and I'm screaming, and I'm fumbling for my phone. Meanwhile, I dropped everything except my phone and ran out of the house, and I'm trying to call 911. I put the phone, I called 911. I put it in my pocket, though, so they could hear while I'm trying to get him off me. And luckily, the neighbors, two very large men, started to peacock on him and was like,
thank God.
What are you doing? And he backed off me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Girl.
I lost a lot of hair that night. Like I like a good hair pulling, but not like that.
And you got a lot of hair. You got good hair. She's got good Disney princess hair. Thank God you're okay. And and not just anybody dealing with anybody who's in any kind of taking too many drugs and they're acting like a psycho. You got to get out of there. That's not for you to. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
the
you
thing
gotta
is,
get out of there.
and
That's
I mean,
dangerous.
I don't want to get into like different belief systems, but here's the thing: like, there's different vibrations that exist in this world, and like, if you leave yourself vulnerable, things get in. And that's really what happened to him. It wasn't like it was my friend who was doing this to me.
So this all happens in the middle of you writing your book. Did it change like the trajectory of like where you were going? Like I'm sure you had an idea of what you wanted to write. Maybe it unfolds as you do that. I've never written a book.
So the interesting thing is, and I love my ghostwriter because she's really on point like me as well. We get along great. The next morning I was at the doctor's office. I'd totally spaced that we had an appointment. She's out of Ohio and she called me and I said, oh my gosh, I was assaulted. And she literally said to me, she goes, whatever it is that you have to get out in the world is like such a threat. Obviously, the only way that you could be taken down was physically at this point.
Wow.
Because I've actually been doing the Ho'oponopono forgiveness meditation with him, which I found to be very effective.
Holding on, because holding on to resentment sucks and it hurts. It's so heavy.
I'm not holding a grudge.
Right. Well, I can hear the way that you're talking about him, that like this happened. It was a fucking scary and terrible and frightful thing, but there were things that I could see what led to it.
If I had a bunch of like old wounds that needed to be dealt with to move on, to be free, I feel like the assault really took the last pieces of it. Like it brought to the surface, because I did go through not depression, but I felt stuck. It was like I just was living in between worlds for a few months as the old trauma from my childhood was like, oh, now we can come out. Now we can come out. And I've been seeing a therapist, and we've been doing EMDR, and it's fabulous work. And clearing it has just left me, like, the way I see things now is so different. I don't want to hold any grudges for my own health and well-being.
Yeah. Understand. You know what it is? It's just forgiveness. Everybody deserves it. Doesn't mean you have to still be with him or hang out with him or let him in your life. It's just like, it's almost like you're letting yourself just forgive that. And that's big, because that's hard. This assault is in the book. So as the book continues, like, what do you want people to like take away from it?
I would say the two biggest things that, like, as far as feedback has gone, people really like the whole way I talk about change. They like the way I talk about self-love. Because the problem that most of us have is we're like, let me just do this first and then I'll be lovable. Let me get this done first and then I'll be okay.
That's what I was saying earlier with like I have to be perfect before I can. When you have somebody standing in front of you, like, I accept you and your flaws and all, and I want to be with you on this journey, whether you're starting from the bottom and coming up or you're at the top of your game. Like, I just want to be with you wherever I find you, and that's it's really powerful.
It works backwards. And I talk about this in the book. So it was 2 years after my brother died of a heroin overdose.
Yes.
And I'd lost everything, and I was still blaming myself, and I thought, wait, but I didn't do this. Like, why am I blaming myself for not being able to hold it together when I'm not the one that actually created the avalanche? And I remember just being too tired, like Miss Fitness over here, got to be perfect, And I remember just being like, I don't have the energy to hate my thighs today. I don't even have the energy. So I'm just going to have to love them as they are. And it became one of those like aha moments that just like spiraled into a new way of being.
It's hard to bounce back, especially when you've hit so many lows. You lost your brother, having an assault with that, with a dear friend. That's even stranger than that happens in relationships and partners. But like, just to show that, like, I'm still here, I'm pushing forward. We can't control this crazy shit that happens to us, but it's like, and am I going to take this and make an excuse for all of the shit that
and the thing
I let happen in my life, or I'm going to take this and be like, let's do something about this.
So people really, really love holding on to their pain, and then they wonder why things don't get better. So if you're vibing victimization, that's what you're going to get, is more reasons to feel victimized. That was a really hard thing for me, because we all love our shit, right? We're all like, no, really, like, we all like to feel sorry for ourselves for one reason or another. But the reality is that, like, no one or nothing out there on the energetic plane is giving us sympathy. It is giving us exactly what we're vibing, but it's not actually like, oh yeah, you poor thing.
I fall into that, and then I have to slap myself out of it. I'm like, you just have a frustrating day or whatever. And you're just like, God, everything sucks. And this is not working out, and I hate this, and everything. It could be one little thing that's one little extra thing you couldn't take that day, and then suddenly your whole world's upside down, and you just feel so sorry. And sometimes you just have to snap yourself out of it. And what helps me is like seeing people that like I'm like usually watching Bachelor in Paradise. But just like seeing something, you're like, oh God, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Where's my wife? Where's my one true love? Shut up.
But it's such a turnoff once you really realize that, like, totally your mindset dictates your reality completely. It's like if you want to play that game with yourself, like, I suck at relationships, wow, there's no good men out there. Well, okay, yeah, if you keep saying that. And the whole thing about self-love, and I talk about this in the book, unconditional love, and not romantic love, because there's a difference. Romantic love tells a story from the egoic level. Unconditional love is an energy that consumes and swallows everything whole like water. So it diffuses defensiveness. It diffuses pain. It diffuses inner walls. It diffuses everything. My whole thing is trying to teach people to love themselves and to be authentic. And you become powerless at that point. Nothing can hurt you.
Wow. That really spoke to me in the way of like Chris, like it's like, is everything so romantic here? Absolutely not. There's a lot of ideals that I would love them to be, but it really is just like a bond of unconditional accepting each other's shit and riding out when
and
we
how
both
many times have I worked
off.
with a client who's like seeking that romantic thing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but when you come home and you cuddle with your cat, is it romantic? No.
It's unconditional love, though.
But it is unconditional love, okay? Like, so can we, like, differentiate here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can we drop the roses, you know what I mean, and the walks on the beach? Like, I'm not a romantic.
Yeah.
I'm not a romantic either.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
I describe myself as a hopeless romantic, but to me, romance is like, let's watch a scary movie together.
No, if my guy
Speaking
was
to your love
like,
language.
Yeah.
if my guy tried to sweep me off my feet, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'd laugh at him. I'd be like, that's cute.
You know what? Let's switch gears here for a minute. We're going to talk more about where they can find your book and some of your services they can get at the end of the show. But a love language is something we always love to. It's very interesting. So what is your love language? Hey, what's up? It's MJ.
And Bree!
And Paige.
It's time for our monthly Keeping It Casual swag giveaway.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Guess what you're getting this month?
Ooh, Paige, tell them.
I decided to give away a copy of my book signed.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Yes,
and
it
And
is.
it's called Leading an Intentional Life, and it's just to inspire and empower and get you on to the next.
And like we said, we never take anybody's names out of our drawings.
Oh, no way. So
If you've been on there forever and you didn't get a swag yet, guess what? I actually pulled one from November of 2018 this time.
wow, I love this.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to get in on the swag giveaway, it's the last Wednesday of every month. Just rate and review on Apple Podcasts. All right, Bree,
Please,
who do
can we
get?
get a drum roll? Brrr. November 29th, 2018, Lauren. Amazing 5-star review. I love this show. I never miss an episode. They are so funny together. They make me want to invite myself into their clique. Definitely give this baby a listen. Girl, you're part of the clique.
Oh,
Love
yes.
it.
Part of the fam. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I love all the positive feedback.
Yes.
We haven't got any shade on our reviews yet, but
I'm surprised we haven't.
I'm okay. Here it comes this week.
No. Like, I really am. But, yeah, so thank you, Lauren. Go ahead and give us an email, feedback at Keeping It Casual Podcast. Send us your address. We're going to send you Paige's book, and it's signed, and we look forward to hearing from you.
How does somebody really show you, make you feel loved?
For me, it's not through words.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's more through action. And I think one of the most important things for me, and I think this is actually true for most people, consistency is essential. If you're looking for something that's solid, you need to look for consistency
Yeah.
Okay.
in whatever it is that you're trying to receive.
We are a relationship and sex podcast, so we love to get perspectives from all kinds of different outlooks. So you ready to play some How Would You Proceed games?
Sure.
So we'll give you some sexy, silly scenarios, and you can just, we'll give a little feedback.
We'll give a
on
little
it.
feedback.
Okay, go for it.
You find out your boyfriend is cheating on you.
Ugh.
You meet the girl he's cheating on you with. How do you proceed, not knowing if she knows who you are or not?
Oh, I would make friends with that bitch.
That's funny.
And what would you do? How would you find out if she knew? Like, what would that be like? Your boyfriend's cheating on you. You know it's her. You don't know if she knows or not. Like, how does this work?
I would say I'm pretty good intuitively. I'd probably figure it out real quick, but
You'd make friends with her. I like
I'd make
that.
friends with her, and then I would be like, babe, I got this new friend.
Let's bring her over for a threesome.
Okay. All right. So you meet a guy at a bar you're totally vibing hard with and you're really into him. It's been like an hour and all of a sudden he's got to get up and pee. He gets up to pee and he is like 5 foot tall. He's so short. Do you still sleep with him?
No. Because I'm not.
No.
Because I'm not going to marry someone who's 5 feet tall. So no.
No. But what if they were just like Jen was shorter than you?
No.
No,
I'm
can't
too
be
short.
shorter. No, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Yeah, I'm about the same. Yeah.
I'm 5 foot. 5 foot to 5'1". So no, I don't party with shorter men.
I don't think I could either. I don't know. There's definitely some hot girls out there for the shorties. Another hot guy scenario that you're totally into and totally feeling. And all of a sudden he unzips his pants and he's super bushy. Would you just pass, tell him you want to take a sexy shower and maybe shave him and clean him up a little bit? Or hooray for Bush?
I don't think guys manscape as much as you'd imagine.
I'll be honest. Like, okay, like if it's a total jungle, I might not want to look. But
You're not getting my balls. You're not getting those balls in my mouth if you don't trim them.
Wouldn't be like, "Woo, this is a nice view." But
If it's just like you could tell, like he doesn't do any kind of grooming at all. Like
I'll be honest though, like I'm not into guys who overgroom.
Neither
Yeah.
am I.
I can't stand it. Like I'm the girl here. Stop it.
I feel the same way. I had a guy that I'll talk about. He shaved his chest, and I think I was laughing with Chris about this once. But he had shaved his chest, and I remember him like being on top of me with my chest.
Did he
and, like,
give you burn?
It was like a 4-day stubble or something. I'd never felt anything like that before, and I was like, "Holy shit! Ouch! This is the awful thing. Get lost!"
I had an ex that shaved every single inch of his body.
Oh,
And was so critical of anyone who didn't shave everything. I'm like, you shave your legs and your armpits. You're weird.
oh, and it just the
He's
stubble.
like, I just hate hair.
The stubble was insane. I was like, this hurts.
I like chest hair on a man.
I do too. Trim it
Not
though.
like- yeah, trim
Please
it.
trim everything.
I just like-
groom.
I like a little bit of chest hair, little fuzzy.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an Aries. I could really care less.
Really, you'd take it all. I think when it comes to like you gotta.
I'm going to quote my aunt.
take a little
I'm
shave.
so glad he's hairier than me.
No, maybe that's me.
True. My aunt said that.
Yeah, no, I think that like my type is like not skinny dudes with dark hair and beards. Like that's really my type. I don't like super skinny guys. Like I don't like skinny guys, which is weird because my ex is like a tall, skinny white boy. So not my type.
I like hair on a man. I
Yeah.
like a deep voice.
Yeah.
I don't like when a guy has a little bit of a lisp. Have
you come across this recently?
No, this is just me being the bitch that I am. Before I go on a date with you, I have to talk to you on the phone because I have to hear if you have like a nice voice or not. Like, because if you don't have a voice that I could be around,
Voice is everything for me. So ugly, but if you're British and have that accent, I'm like, wow, you just got really good looking all of a sudden.
You two are so much. I love. I'm sitting across from a pair of double planets here. However you chart it up.
love me a good British man.
Oh my gosh! Like when British men start talking with that accent, I'm like, "Hi." I remember working at Pier, and
Panties
like
drop.
you didn't know who people were where they were from, and then you go to introduce yourself at your tables,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Hi," with that, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Hi.
Like all of a sudden, I'm like,
Hi.
"Yeah, you're my type.
hey, you just turn
I'm
around.
gonna spend more time over here tonight." Absolutely.
I just went on vacation with an Australian man, so that was lovely.
I don't like Australian accents.
Heaps
His
of
isn't
fun.
that
Different.
deep. His isn't that deep. His isn't like blocky. His is more. his is more British, actually.
No,
His
it's definitely the British.
is very like transcontinental, but still very sexy accent.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I have another one. I want to do a couple of would you rathers because we had so much fun doing would you rather. Would you rather? What
Would you rather?
What if he didn't have a list, Bree, but he just he talked like Elmo Fudd?
I think MJ's been watching too much.
Do you like the Guidos from Jersey? Do you like that accent?
No,
Keto Guido.
Keto Guido. Would you rather? Would you rather?
Would you?
No, I ain't
Would you
about
rather
that.
go to the bar or do you want to go to the movie? What do you want to do?
MJ's been watching way too much Jersey Shore. you
I've been watching
guys.
way too much television in general. Like it's not good.
Okay, would you rather? Let's
Okay.
do it. Go.
Let's do a few. Okay. Oh,
Start from the top. This is a good one.
would you rather make out on a bed with no sheets or on a dirty bedroom carpet? You know, like when somebody's just a mattress. Oh, that creeps me out. I
have
can't
like a
take
bed
it.
sheet or a fitted sheet.
If it's my mattress, what do
No,
I care?
no.
no,
is
this
theirs.
is not your mattress.
Yeah, their mattress or a dirty bedroom carpet.
They haven't vacuumed or there's no sheet.
I'd probably still rather be on the mattress.
Me too.
I'm like against
You
the
know-
wall. Assume the position.
But see, like people are always surprised. Like I slept on an overnight train in India with roaches, so my threshold is
Okay, all right. She's like, the bush is fine. I've been on a cockroach.
I'll
Amtrak.
I can
I'll
tough
sleep
it
with
out.
your no sheets.
I can tough it out. We're good.
It probably wouldn't be the Amtrak
I can make
in
it work.
India.
Okay. Would you rather give up masturbating for an entire year or sex for 2 months?
Sex for 2 months.
Same.
Don't you hold me back from my own desires.
Well, no, it's not only that. Like, I went celibate for 5 years.
I'm married, so we have. It hasn't gotten that.
Nicole's like,
stretch,
that
but
doesn't really mean much. No.
I'm like, but in the amount of 2 months to just like hold out,
Okay,
so I can
like,
masturbate
honestly-
for a whole
honestly,
year, it's worth it.
Been I haven't had sex in a month, so I could go another month and just continue, you know.
I had my boobs done. I wasn't allowed to be touched for 6 weeks.
Oh, jeez. 2 months is easy. We need to make it like, we're going to have to fix this next time we
I
play
didn't
it.
wait the whole 6 weeks, but I'm just saying, like, I was supposed to.
2 months. We're all grown women. We're like, we ain't got time for all the sex like we did in our 20s. Like, it's not like I have to bang my boyfriend 5 times a day to keep him satisfied.
I told my client today,
High
I kid you
school
not, I had a
mentality.
moment. I had to be honest with her. I was like, girl, someone's thinking about me right now. When that happens, it's like really hot down there. And all I want to do is like pause our session and go masturbate. That's all I want to do right now.
I love it.
Could you imagine if you were like in some kind of session with somebody, they're like, hold on, I'm getting a vibe and I have to take 5.
Give me 1 minute.
Only
Let's
with
go to the
Paige.
bathroom. You're like, okay.
True story.
Right back. It's just like, zzz. You're like, is she fucking masturbating in there?
That's why the toys are so quiet now. My wand is not very loud at all. Nobody would ever know I was masturbating.
Oh, the wand.
Except for
I gifted mine to my
vocalness.
sister. Damn her.
My Christian mom is partially helping move my house because I'll be in Italy. My house closes. I'll be in Italy. They're moving for me.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, where do I put the vibrator?
In your
So mom
suitcase.
doesn't find
in your suitcase on the way to Italy with you.
to Italy, girl.
Take it to Italy with you,
Are
girl.
you kidding?
She can find anything else in my house, but my mom can't find that.
Bring the vibrator.
Bring the vibrator with you. I bring sex toys on vacation all the time.
I
don't
get-
I
care.
get caught in customs. Or,
When I went to
TSA,
when I went to Australia, they dug through every pair of panty I owned and every vibrator I had with me and some
Wow.
anal beads and everything. I was just like, eh.
Well, what?
And the guy pulls out one of my vibrators and he goes, "Oh, that's an expensive one, isn't it?" And it was like a $300 vibrator, and I was like, "Yes, it is."
You're like, hell yeah, it is. Okay, awesome. We could go off about vibrators. Okay, here we go. Would you rather have foreplay without penetration or penetration without any foreplay?
Foreplay without penetration. I feel like I do that on a regular basis.
Oh, you're just like, get mine. I'm going to bed. Are you pulling that boss move?
Interesting. I don't know how to answer this question because I don't think I could have penetration without foreplay because I don't think I'd get wet enough.
Oh no, I could.
Yep.
Like, I need a little bit, even if it's just like I honestly like it doesn't even necessarily
Oh,
have
there
to.
you are. Okay, come here.
Paige is horny right now.
I'm like I can get like I can get turned on from just like going down on a guy or something, but like
Yeah.
that's still foreplay.
Sometimes though, if me and Chris are throwing eyes for a while and like, the kids are distracted and we can just like run in the room quick and just have a quickie, like a hot quickie, like penetration, no foreplay is sometimes fine.
But the eyes are foreplay. There's always a little bit of build up to it. And I could like anything can be foreplay and not necessarily like just going down on each other. Cause
that's
like
true.
anything can be foreplay.
Yeah, for me, thoughts just
Yeah.
get me excited.
Sometimes I'll listen to like Sex with Emily on the way home or something. I love that podcast, and they're just talking about like dildos and vibrating and just being a woman and playing with yourself. And I'm like, on the way home, I'm like, he's gonna get it.
Well, that's
It just like switch my brain all of a sudden. I'm like, oh.
when I was doing sex education classes, when I was teaching sex education classes, not just doing it on a podcast.
Seriously, Bree, get it together.
I can't get it together tonight. What the
Get it
fuck's wrong with
together.
me?
I can't do that.
So when I was when I was teaching sex education classes, the first thing I told all my women in my classes is the one thing standing between you and your greatest sex life is your brain. Because your brain is your biggest sex organ.
No, 100%.
Agreed.
Like I was really excited when I finally found my G-spot.
Ooh.
Oh. Was it with a toy?
It was.
A man?
No, it was with a toy.
Oh, yeah.
But see, here's the thing.
Same.
And as an Ashtanga practitioner,
Uh-huh.
we do, it's not just Kegels, it's like a deeper form of Kegel. So you actually pull the vaginal muscles in and up, like deeply. That's how I found my G-spot. And then when I started doing that during sex, they were like, seriously?
Yeah. When you do the little clenching.
It's not just
Oh,
clenching.
yeah,
It's
but
like I'll
pulling?
pull that thing deeper.
For
I
extra
hold it
for extra
hostage.
price, she will give you the tips on that as well.
I'm doing mine. Well, some Sex in the City. Oh, you've never done Kegels, darling? I'm doing mine right now.
Yeah, Samantha Jones. I'm doing
Yeah,
mine right
no, it's
now.
more than Kegels. But like, if you're a serious acrobat or a dancer, then you probably kind of understand that pelvic floor work. It's deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I started Hot Pilates, they'd be like, squeeze your kegels. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather have sex doggy style for the rest of your life or missionary style for the rest of your life?
Just conforming to one position the whole time is like, shoot me now.
I know.
We're like
that's
wrestling in there.
That's a tough one.
Because missionary is a bit more intimate,
It
but
is.
doggy feels better.
Yeah, I like doggy.
Exactly.
I like doggy too.
Here's something interesting I didn't really realize till I was pregnant, and maybe I'm just never really cared to know, but the doctor was like, yeah, everybody's like uterus points. She goes, oh yeah, they point all different ways.
Yeah.
Like, they point up, they point back
Yeah.
to the side. Like,
That's why there's tilted uteruses and everything.
yeah, and that's why there's like cocks that point all over. You just have to find your match that really.
Find your penis match.
Yeah, so maybe you love doggy style with somebody and you don't love it with your partner now. That's why.
Well, size has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I know I'm probably going to be the crazy one here, but I'm a small girl. If they are too big,
Oh yeah.
I can't stand doggy style if they're too big. It hurts. Like they're hitting that cervix. Like
Yeah, I
And it-
understand.
I
Is
get
it weird
nauseated.
that I like that pain? So there's some weird psychological fuck up. Maybe I watched too much porn growing up or something. I don't know. Turny movement too. Like he'd be really deep and like kind of like helicopter. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie, I was into that. And then he would like go back to thrusting, and I'd be like, no, do that spinny thing again.
Do that thing you did again.
Do that. Keep doing that. I
He
don't
was
care
doing
about
the
you.
coconut trick on you.
He was doing the coconut trick on me.
We brought this up in the last couple episodes, but Bree taught us a few episodes. Do you know what that is?
no.
Coconut. When you're riding them, you spell out coconut with your hips.
Oh,
I love the look on people's faces. They're like, the what? And they're like, oh, it's a lot of helicoptering going on there.
But into you is where they really get into it.
I
Because
do.
you're helicoptering and then you whoop, whoop, whoop.
We're sitting here doing our Kegels, doing helicopter trips. Paige just left. She's going to masturbate.
Just kidding. We're going to do rapid fire,
sorry.
guys.
I have a very high
Fuck
sex
yeah,
drive.
let's
Oh, yeah.
do it.
I think
love
all three of us sitting here on the mics, too.
Oh, yeah.
We do a
talk
sex
about
relationship advice podcast. That's all we talk about is sex all day
Yeah, but have
long.
you ever
We're
had
just
to
talking about
pause a
everybody's
client
sex.
to go rub one out?
I would
Like,
not.
No.
No.
No, I
But I
haven't.
respect that you are like,
Yes. God, I kind of like, I wish I could now.
It was that distracting. It was that distracting. I was like, I need to just be honest about something right now.
I love that. I mean, the bathrooms at work are kind of gross, so I wouldn't want to go rub one out in them. I would love to, like, my dream would be to, like, have a boyfriend that lived near my job so we could just go have a quick nooner and then I could just go back to work.
That's probably when we used to do stuff like that. Now
Aw.
it's like, who knows?
Dream.
You ready for some rapid fire?
Sure.
It always never goes rapidly, though. We have to dive into the convo, but silly, fun, sexy. Jammies or nude?
Oh, jammies.
when you're
I have
hanging
to sleep with jammies on.
I don't. When I'm by myself, I sleep nude.
You know what I always I always like to have no shirt on.
I like to have my big thing is like I can even sleep with a shirt on. I don't like having panties on when I sleep.
Yeah.
I like to air out. I like to air it all out. Like the best way for me to relax is fill in the blank.
Masturbate.
Of course. Yeah. Instant stress relief. You're just like,
Get high and
Yeah,
masturbate.
if I can't fall asleep, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the sleep's like the best.
Oh,
of your
I
life.
love that.
Falling asleep with it, like right there.
I honestly like.
Just like you wake up, you get your vibrator and like your Twitter porn or whatever you're looking at.
Fuck Twitter porn.
There's some good 2-minute videos. You're like,
Too
okay.
short for me. It's too short for me.
I'm a mom of two. I got busy.
Well, you know what's crazy? Like my last
Give me the
month.
gifts.
My last month of no sex, I wasn't masturbating either. I honestly like came for the first time in a month, like 2 nights ago, and it was the most amazing fucking thing ever.
Sometimes you forget you have that accessible to you.
You're like, you're
Or-
walking around, you're all grumpy and cranky and shit. Go masturbate, would you?
Well, licking each other in public, hot or not.
not.
Why are you licking each other? Stop.
Why are you licking each other? Stop licking people in public.
PDA's fun and sexy, but like no.
Just a
keep it
little
classy.
PDA, like a little like kiss on the cheek or something. Like I don't want to see you guys like
Or fondling each other's, like if you just keep fondling his cock or he just keeps grabbing your pussy, like no.
yeah, like if you do like a sly ass grab that nobody sees, that's a little hot.
That's even hot if somebody sees. You know, you look over, you're like, oh. But
I
if you're
like
just
doing the
straight-
eye thing.
Yeah. Oh.
The eye fuck?
Uh-huh.
See, I
Yeah.
told you. I told you.
I like the eye thing.
You guys have a lot in common, and I love it so much.
But she was saying something like, when you see a hot guy, what do you do? I said, you send him the eye fuck.
Yeah.
We got some great advice on actually like approaching people, because when you're dating and stuff, and you know, dating apps have to be annoying, and
Yeah.
it's just weird now. Like, can you just meet somebody normally? It's like, how do you even approach people now? People are
No.
just like, get back. But what did Leanne say? She said something like, if you see somebody that you're interested in,
Go
just walk up to
give him a compliment.
compliment them on something, whether it's their shoes or their hair, their
I'm
smile,
not a
their
fan
eyes,
of
and then
da-
walk
Here's
away.
the thing. I'm not a fan of dating, and I've never done it.
Oh.
Like, we've always been friends, acquaintances, something
Uh-huh.
first. And even if they try to date me, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're going in the friend zone.
Yeah. Oh, and then.
Oh.
We'll
And
see
then
where it goes.
And it's so that I can see who they really are.
all right.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I find that it works much better because then you're not dealing with, like, all these surprises later.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. I mean, I've always said if you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody, it might as well be one of your best friends.
Yeah. Plus, I'm not a romantic.
Me either.
Like, don't put on a show for me. I want to know who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
one
some
thing,
good solid advice.
yeah,
Get to know
no,
people.
and one thing that my clients do, and I get this all the time, they'll go on dates and they're like, "Oh, I really hope they like me." What about? Do you like them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Why don't you interview them? Do they have the qualities that you're looking for?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're looking for?
but
Like,
this is
why
what
are you being interviewed so much? Why don't you decide if like they even make the cut?
I like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is why they're coming to you, because they need help through that. I mean, the way I look at it is like, once all the hot, sexy sex and everything goes away, you need somebody who's going to be your bingo partner for the rest of your life, too.
Seriously, if I don't have someone that I can laugh with,
Exactly.
Oh, our producer's out here.
Our producer's saying we need to wrap it up.
He's saying, "Okay, ladies, let's get the wrap on because the children are eating you alive in there." No. Oh, they're never bad when it's just him, are they? Oh, you took a walk down the street? Uh-huh.
They took a stroll.
Oh, God. Because it's so beautiful
It
outside.
is beautiful.
All right, but before we go, we have one more rapid fire
Yes.
question. It's a very important one. The package check. Do you do you do the accidental brush over, the back it up, or the just wait for the surprise?
Do you check the dick over the pants, or do you wait for them to drop the pants?
truthfully, I make sure I like them so much
That the dick
that like
doesn't
it
matter?
just doesn't matter.
Oh, I do the pants brush. I don't care.
I just backed it up on Chris.
Yeah,
I was
you know
like,
what
yep.
I mean. I know my types. I know my types. You can tell a lot from the hands and the feet.
I feel like if you're attracted to their hands, I feel like if you're attracted to their hands too. I don't know. Like I always tell Chris he has like nice hands because I don't know. I always just picture them like holding,
Being manly and doing manly things.
like holding his. That's probably why he knows I always like creeping on him when he's peeing because I like watch him just holding
him
in
hold
his
his
hand.
dick.
Paige is confused and she's.
She told me one day, she goes, "I think it's hot when my man pees," and I went, "What?"
I was like,
might be
I'm
one of
standing there
those-
holding on to it like, yeah, dude. It's very
Yeah,
manly.
this might be one of those areas though where like if I'm trying to legitimately make a connection, I'm gonna make that connection first,
Interesting.
so I'm not let down, or I can just love them as they are.
That's a lie, Chris.
What'd you say?
He said it's not the size of the boat; it's the motion of the ocean.
Oh, I thought he said something about sex in the ocean. I was like, nobody wants that.
Okay, for me personally,
An octopus
girth
just
is
comes
more
out upon
important
your-
than length.
Yeah.
That's true, actually, because technically most women, most of their nerves are going to be in the first 2 to 4 inches, and that's where it's going to feel the
Yeah.
best. So you want more girth than you
Yeah,
do.
girth is definitely more important than length.
Shut the fuck up, Chris.
What is he talking about? Cake over there? Oh my god. Tuna can. That would be weird. No, you are not a tuna can size.
But like a skinny dick would be so weird. Like, I'm not a fan of skinny dicks.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen one in person, but the thought of one really like.
Or like a
yeah.
short, like just tuna can. Weird.
Short and stubby.
Have you ever seen one? Have you ever seen one like that in like a locker room? You seen it just balls?
Oh, you've seen micro penis in person?
Have you seen a micro penis? Have you seen one, Paige?
I have.
Me too.
I haven't in person.
You know what? You know what? And that's where I realized there really is a limit to this.
I told you this before.
He was
Because that is
gorgeous.
safe. That happened to me too, but it wasn't a micro penis. It was just
This
kind
was
of like.
probably, I don't know, this is probably 10 years ago, but
I did tell you this, Chris. He's like, who? You don't know him? I don't even remember much about him, but no.
It was a micro penis.
I just remember that, and I was like, I don't feel so good. I'm drunk. I gotta go. I fell asleep. Thank you, Chris, for your wonderful insight.
We're not cutting it. Chris is like, it's going away, right? No.
But seriously, we did invite Paige here, not just
Yes.
because she's a fabulous, fun, sexy, gorgeous entrepreneur with tons of insight. She wants to encourage you to all do your best and just find your worth and who you are and help you to move on. And she just wrote this incredible book called Leading an Intentional Life. So we wanted to bring her on. We always like to get juicy with everybody. But so yeah, before we go though, we just definitely wanted to make sure that everybody knows where to find you. You can come and join your book release party.
you can purchase the book and get it signed.
Gave away a copy of your book to one of our keepers. So thank you so much for sharing that. If you guys want to get coaching services with Paige, how do they get in touch with you? And just tell them you heard it on the podcast, and you'll give them a special little homie hookup for listening.
Yeah, you can go to either my websites, but it's probably easiest to just go to the book website, leadinganintentionallife.com.
Mm-hmm. And then on your Instagram again, can you please share that so they can follow you?
Yeah, Dharmic Path, DHARMIC.path.
I love it.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you so much for coming out
I
here.
hope you had fun tonight.
Yeah.
And we look
Yes.
forward to the book release party. And it's
Friday, October 18th at the Palazzo, William Carr Gallery.
so do they have to buy tickets to that, or they just pop down?
No,
and
you
hang
can
out?
just pop in.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
perfect.
Yeah, I'll have copies at the event, so if someone wants to buy it there, they can. You can get it on Amazon. It's through all of the big retailers, Barnes & Noble.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch. I'm signed up through Ingram's, so my distributor.
So what
That's
do you
amazing.
any kind of advice to anybody who's really had a dream of writing a book?
I would say just do it. Expect it to be a lot of work. Expect it to require a team. I will say that, like, I banged it out in 6 months, which is a very short period of time.
That is a very short
Yeah.
period.
But I also knew what I was going to do going in. I hired a ghostwriter. I had a team. So I had the ghostwriter, the editor, the proofreader, the publisher, my coach. I had a coach to help me get through the book writing process. And yeah, it takes a team to do anything right.
Yeah.
So, I spent about $20,000 to get the book out there.
Okay.
A lot of people are so afraid to make any sort of investment, but the reality is if you want to do anything right, you're going to have to make an investment.
Yeah.
You got to invest a little bit.
I agree.
So-
Yep.
And it was worth it because I got it done in 6 months and I got it done right. I mean, I don't like to actually do the writing. That's why I got a ghostwriter. They're my principles. It was my words, but she's the one that compiled it and put it into the format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a
massive undertaking, by the way. So you want to hire that out if you're not good with, in design or
yeah. One of your
Word.
strengths. Yeah.
you have to hire a graphic designer to do the cover. There's a whole bunch of things that just go
Yeah.
into this. So
So if you're feeling stuck at some part of any kind of business you're trying to do, find somebody that's going to help you balance that workload out. And if you have to pay somebody to help you, and I've heard this a lot too, maybe you just have to pay somebody to help you get your website started or help you get that first step. You're like, oh, I can't figure out how to do graphic design, or I can't, little things that you need to really help push yourself.
Yeah.
Take that one person and
do what you do and then outsource the rest.
there you go. Outsource. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
outsource
love
the rest.
it. I am on a very spiritual journey right now that
Oh, nice.
that the world is taking me. A journey I didn't think I'd be on, but I just
I'm
sit
coming
there.
back from a spiritual journey. I'm learning to shoot guns and run track.
For you, I'm on the I just want to thank the universe and show my gratitude for everything, even the bad parts that have happened.
100%,
Yeah.
because they're all reflections of you.
And it's all like a thing that it's like, you know what? That happened for a reason, and that is no longer in my life because it was only going to bring me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I think so too. I'm
Yeah.
at a point in my life where I'm done with like the FOMO and having something that I felt was my total identity, and just kind of like really being like, maybe I should do this because this is what I'm supposed to do. But now I'm just like, what do I want to do? You know?
Yeah.
You know, losing a
that's the
job and
thing.
stuff this year.
And the subtitle of my book is, unlearn your pain, rewrite your story, and create your dream.
Yeah.
We're not static.
Yeah, it's really up to you. What kind of life do you want to have? A
I
lot of
went
people say I
from-
wish a lot. I hate that term because it's like, don't say I wish. Like, just if you
Create
really
it.
want something, do it. Like, take the steps.
Yeah.
Like, don't be
Well,
wishing
the
about
thing is,
stuff. Do it.
The universe is always responding to you. People wait for things to happen so they can respond. It doesn't work that way. You take the lead and the universe follows.
Because the universe is always listening to
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Manifest it.
Fight it.
Do it.
Take it. Deep throat it. Sit on it.
Do what you got to do.
Take 5. Tell someone to hold on so you can take 5 to
I
do
need to
you
go
and
into
come
the
right back.
bathroom. I'll be right
Oh.
Paige, we definitely want to invite you down to the Alternative Babe Show,
Yes.
our
Yeah.
live podcast event. You're VIP because you're our guest. So,
Yay.
and I'm sure there'd be people excited to see you there if they've actually heard you and got to know you.
Yeah.
And crazy, fun perspectives on sexy, silly things.
Yay. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
I
for
really
back. Me.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we loved it.
100%.
Until next time.
So, yep. Until next time, we say bye.
Bye.
Girl, that was fun.
Another fun conversation with you.
Yes, if you have any feedback, email us feedback@keepingitcasualpodcast.com.
My Twitter is Breemixed, BREEMIXED.
And I'm at MJ Radio Diva, any social platform.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Keeping It Casual Podcast. You get to see live videos, silly little photos of us.
All the dumb photos that we talk about. Anything
Yes.
photo-wise we talk about in the episode, it'll be there.
We look forward to hearing from you.
We'll be back with more gossip about nothing and
Everything. Bye.